All right, let's jump right into a modern myth that honestly feels like it was written for our time. It's a magical tale about technology, cosmic destiny, and what happens when the power we rely on just disappears. So, at the heart of our story is this incredible being named Dagopo. He had this gift that's almost impossible to imagine. He could control literally anything electronic just by thinking about it. We're talking entire cities, complex factory machines, even the smallest handheld tool. His mind was the network.
But, a power like that, it always comes with a catch. It wasn't infinite. When his own internal energy started to fade, the whole world of electronics would start to sputter and die. And getting that power back? Well, that required a pretty mysterious journey. This was called the sleep route. When his energy was almost gone, his spirit would literally leave his body and travel to the astral dimension. Think of it like a vast cosmic ocean of energy. There, he'd recharge, just soaking up the vibration of the universe itself.
Okay, so everything's in this delicate balance, right? Well, that's all about the change. Because one day, a disaster comes hurtling out of the emptiness of space. A massive asteroid knocked off its course, and it's headed their way. And the bullseye for this thing? A peaceful little settlement called Kamkan Village. These folks depended on their machines for everything. Their food, their homes, their entire way of life. And when the cosmic shockwave from that asteroid finally hit, everything just stopped.
Can you even imagine that? Machines freeze in the middle of a task. The lights just fade to black. The water stops flowing. The simplest tools go dead. It was like the entire world just had its plug pulled.
And of course, people panicked. I mean, their entire world had just collapsed in a split second. Their jobs, their security, all of it. Gone.
In that growing silence, with fear spreading everywhere, there was really only one person they could turn to.
So, naturally, the villagers rushed to him terrified, begging him to do something to bring it all back. But Dagopo, he just meets their fear with this kind of sad, gentle smile. He knew this day would come. He always knew. And he has to tell them, look, to fix a collapse this big, I have to leave. Not just for a little while, but for maybe a month, maybe even longer. He had to go gather an absolutely enormous amount of power. And that was it. No more words needed. He just laid down, closed his eyes, and his spirit shot out of his body like a beam of light. The cosmic voyage was on. So for a whole month, just picture this. He's traveling through a place we can't even really comprehend. An endless sky of flowing energy, full of glowing particles and rivers of actual starlight. And as he goes, he's collecting the raw power of the universe. We're talking shimmering clusters of light, the raw strength of cosmic winds. He even swam through oceans of vibrating color, letting the very heartbeat of the cosmos fill him up. So, day by day, you see this change happening. His inner light just gets brighter and stronger. By the end of it, he's not just a man anymore. He's something else, a being literally made of pure energy. And then, right on schedule, 1 month to the day, his spirit dives back down from the stars, re-entering his body with this incredible, brilliant surge. And when his eyes snap open, bam, just this explosion of pure white light. The room he was in became so bright, it was like the sun had decided to rise right there. The second Dagopo stood up, every single device in Kamkan Village roared back to life. Engines turned over, lights flickered on, water started pumping. It was like life itself was flooding back into the village. You can just imagine the sounds, right? The sheer relief, the shouts of joy. He had done it. He had saved them. From that day on, everyone called him the Guardian of Energy. But even with all the celebration and praise, he stayed humble, just bowing his head. And he whispered something really important to his people. He said, I only gathered the energy, but the true strength is your courage to endure. The people of Kamkan, well, they never forgot that. His story became a living legend, a story that reminded them how fragile their world was and what kind of sacrifices were needed to keep it running. And they say that sometimes, when the wind blows just right, you can still hear his promise whispered in the air, I am here, so the world never goes dark. And that, well, it really makes you wonder about the guardians in our own world, doesn't it? The ones we see and the ones we don't.